pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Atlanta Hawks. Wins have been few and far between of late for the Hawks. It's been a rough start to the season. On one hand, the mishaps have generated valuable learning opportunities. On the other hand,
basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. Welcome to Los Angeles, home court advantage for the Lakers. We are live at the Staples Center. They're pretty rattled right now after a road trip in which they did not win a game. Now they hope to get back on track here at home.
You know, for Los Angeles, and you think we underestimated these guys. I mean, no one was suspecting they were going to be a team to be reckoned with, and all of a sudden now, they're looking like contenders.
I think the reason is they're working together. The game plan maximizes what they can do, given the talent they have.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. And so in the game for the Hawks. And it's Prince outside at the three with Collins down at the power forward. Lynn and Bazemore make up the backcourt. And it's Len in at the five. That's good from Caldwell Pope on the assist by McGee. Steve, obviously every team wants to start a season strong. How do coaches and players create a sense of urgency early in the season?
I think it happens in preseason. It happens in the training camp where you're looking and saying, we have to get off to a good start. And a lot of times coaches are looking at their schedules. The back half of the schedules can be very tough. A lot of road games or a lot of playoff teams. That's why at the beginning you want to get off to a great start. And you got to send that message to your team and let them know the reason why. And I think a lot of times that's when players respond.
Well said.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
Well, obviously, this was the strategy coming in. Feed him the rock and let him go to work.
Now, here's Bazemore. He's coming off a 10-point game against Detroit. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's a screen by Collins. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Los Angeles. And this matchup with the Hawks, it's their first meeting of the season.
An interconference matchup. They faced these guys twice a season. And last year, they took both games.
Last season, there weren't a lot of bright spots for the Hawks. Lack of focus on the defensive end all year long. And the offensive end wasn't consistent enough to overcome those defensive struggles.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the evening. That's good from Rondo. And with the Hawks defense, Smitty, rim protection was a factor in their struggles.
Rookie John Collins was their best rim protector, but he wasn't enough. They made a point to go out and acquire some help in that area. That should go a long way toward turning things around.
Now, here's Collins. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Detroit.
You know what? I also like how he attacked the glass, gave a terrific effort in that department.
Oh, I love to see that kickback pass.
Unselfish play, could have easily laid that one up.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Lynn kicks to Collins. Back to Lynn. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. And that one, good. Prince has got his first points of the game.
Prince has gotten better at creating his own shot, but the catch-and-shoot game is still his specialty.
A three from LeBron. Good on the triple.
And whatever coach told them coming out of the locker room, they're listening. 5 out of 5 already.
And Atlanta calls their first time out of the game. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I briefly spoke with Lloyd Pierce. He knows they have to dig in on defense. They're facing a really talented offense. He said if those guys get going, we're going to be on the wrong end of some long runs. We have to be disciplined, work together, and make those second, third, and fourth efforts on plays. Whatever it takes to get a stop. We'll see if they can get a win in this first matchup between the teams this year. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks as always, David. Well, they know what their toughest job is going to be today.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always hard to go up against a team that can light it up like this. You can't let them hit the ground running.
You know what, Greg, you're right. So many of their games are decided in the first half because their offense starts clicking, they build up a big lead, and just run away and hide.
Here to look at the numbers for Caldwell Pope. He's averaging 11 points a game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And the numbers, they back it up. Whether he can sustain this level of production, we don't know. But the arrow's pointing upward right now.
It's stolen by Rondo. Here's Kuzma, and Kuzma slams it in.
Obviously, Rondo's main priority is to dish the rock. When you're open, he'll get it to you.
And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, Lynn kicks it to Bazemore. Prince wide open. Good on the three-point shot. Prince has got 5 now.
They already got into a nice flow. 4 for 5 from the field.
And looking at Prince's game, you know, he could be the ultimate complementary player. A good shooter, doesn't need a ton of touches, solid enough on defense, and is showing signs of improvement.
And here is Prince after LeBron James hitting the three. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Inside, outside for Caldwell Pope. The bounds, Atlanta takes possession. And let's see the leading three-point teams in the NBA. The Lakers, number 1.
The threat of deep shooting makes everything easier offensively. They've been incredibly accurate from long range.
The Hawks trail by 7. Then the pass to Len. There's a screen. Prince against Rondo. Prince misses.
No hesitation. He took it right to the rack. But a quick reaction by the defense.
Count the basket. 14 points for him.
What's so impressive, the defense is trying to make adjustments, but LeBron's making even quicker reads.
Len, a screen. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
On the free throw, no good. And Kent Bazemore came into this league being known as a defender, and that's still his calling card.
Bazemore has incredibly long arms that he bothers shooters with. Comes up with a good amount of steals as well.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Atlanta. Young comes in for Jeremy Lin.
Bazemore has developed into a reliable long-range shooter, especially from the corners.
Here's LeBron. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Rondo's got 3 assists in the game. The Hawks trail by 8. Now Young. 9-point game his last outing. Prince kicks to Young. Hits it from 3-point range.
Look at the unselfishness by Prince. Doesn't have what he wants. Keeps the ball moving.
Kept alive. Outside for Rondo. Knocks down the 3 ball. Rondo's got 5 points so far.
The execution on point. Just terrific timing on these passes.
You know what? Controlling the pace, being patient, great vision. We're seeing it all tonight.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
The most lethal part of Young's game. His outside shot is often on the money.
Here's LeBron. He just cannot miss. 8 up, 8 in. Flawless.
And is it any wonder they're ahead in this game? His perfect night from the field has been the catalyst.
Shots good from Young.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Los Angeles leading by 4. And another 3 for the Lakers.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Got a piece of it. And here we go. Rondo heading to the hoop. Here's McGee. Dedmon with the block.
The 7'4" wingspan of Dedmon. Hard to get your shot over that.
And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
And guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Well, the two go hand in hand. Matching your strategy to your personnel is key.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
Aggressive defense in that first period. They forced several miscues.
These guys have quick hands. You have to protect the ball around all of them.
The Hawks trail by 10. And so in the game for the Hawks, Carter out there with Young. And there's Anderson. Then it's Dwayne Dedmon. And it's Prince in at the 4 slot. Ingram against Anderson. Young outside. 6 to shoot. To the middle. Here's Dedmon. And Dedmon throws it down.
And above the rim finisher, Dedmon gets most of his points right at the rack.
James. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. LeBron's got the lead up to 10 now for Los Angeles.
Well, you look at the coaching resume of Lloyd Pierce. Was an assistant for a lot of teams in his time. Stops at Memphis and Philadelphia most notably. Finally gets a chance to be the head coach here in Atlanta.
And until someone stops him, he's just going to continue to keep firing from distance.
He does a great job, in my opinion, of finding space along the perimeter and has the touch to knock these down.
Shoots it. And the Lakers tack on 2 more. And with Coach Pierce, the most recent stop was in Philadelphia.
Pierce was a big part of the Sixers' turnaround, was tasked with the defensive duties and had a very successful track record with that. Was empowered by Brett Brown to design the defense, and that has become his calling card as a coach.
Count it, and the Laker lead has been cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Carter.
How about the vision from the crafty little guard? Young excels at realizing when his guys have clean looks. And that's from beyond guys right back at him.
This is looking more like an all-star game right now. Everyone launching from range.
Here's Hart, and that one is stuck right through.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Checked in for Torian Prince. We're always talking, Steve, about versatility. I guess the ultimate example would be guys who can go to either hand equally well.
Yeah, you have those guys. Kyrie Irving stands out for me. Mike Conley being able to finish with both hands. Then there's some bigs around the basket, DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis. John Wall is pretty good. He finishes a lot of times with dunks. So there's a lot of guys that understand that it's great to have that offhand and you can go to it. Well, if you wonder why they're in control of this game, just look at his stats from the field. Solid, solid, solid.
Dedmon dishes to Young. Shoots over ball. That one's in there. The Lakers lead is cut down to 11 as the basket is good from Young.
And a depth mid-range shooter as well. All Young needs is a little breathing room, and he set the fire.
Dedmon with the block, and he's able to get it back. And LeBron throws it down.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Fast break, the Lakers. Ball's running. The pass to Zubac. A three ball. And again, it's LeBron James. James has got 30 points.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
And Young kicks to Dedmon. Screen by Young.
Wow, and this is his range. Maybe he was too wide open.
And finished off by LeBron.
And James makes scoring look so effortless. Once he kicks it into gear, there's not much you can do to stop it.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Young passes to Collins. Now Carter. Shot to stop the run. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
I'll tell you, even though he's a question mark from range, you still have to defend him.
Here's LeBron. Yep, it counts. LeBron's got 34 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range. Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot without fouling.
And a lot to like about that play, particularly how it ends.
Yeah, at the rack. That's what you want in transition, a high percentage look.
Pass to Anderson. 1:41 left in the first half of basketball. And Carter with the basket on the assist by Anderson. And it's 8 points for Vince Carter.
These are the fundamentals we're always talking about. Excellent bounce pass.
Young with the steal. Fast break here. Here come the Hawks. Collins is running, and it's good. 2 points.
The defense is pretty much helpless once he finds breathing room to get to the basket.
So timeout called here. The first for Los Angeles.
And I'll tell you, Trae Young, go big or go home. Always gives you 100%, as competitive as they come. And the young fella wants to win so badly, sometimes that emotion really comes out.
Some changes here for the Lakers. JaVale McGee's checked in for Zubac. Beasley comes in for LeBron. Lance Stevenson subbed in for Hart. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Lynn's checked in. And you know, Greg, it's amazing the impact Young makes, especially, of course, on the offensive end.
High-level shot maker, a threat the moment he crosses half court. Instinctive playmaker, just needs to play more within himself and avoid over-dribbling.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Collins. Knocked loose. Stolen by Collins. Outside, Lynn. That's in there. Carter with the assist. 6 points for Lynn.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their script. And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
The Hawks trail by 14. Ball's knocked loose. Collins kicks to Dedmon. And Dedmon throws it down.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Here's Beasley, and it's Beasley finishing it off.
And you have to have an appreciation for Ball's passing skills. I mean, he just sees the floor beautifully, easily working the ball over to open teammates.
Atlanta's gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. And it's slammed in by Stevenson.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Lynn against Stevenson. All by himself, all alone, and the slam dunk by McGee.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. Now into the lineup for the Hawks. Torian Prince. And so it's LeBron James making things happen for the Los Angeles Lakers. And his big game just keeps getting bigger. That quarter sees him get over 30 points. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. This home crowd is elated about what they've seen so far. I'm Ernie Johnson. That's Shaquille O'Neal. That's Kenny Smith. LeBron James had it going on in the first quarter. He had 34 points and 1 steal. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, they just about ran their offense to perfection. They pounded the ball inside, and the entry feeds were on time and on the money. It was a clinic to watch. The second half is going to be no contest if they keep getting shots 8 feet and in.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Hawks.
Well, it's no wonder they're getting blown out. No energy, no fight in the rebound battle. Ernie, you got to pick it up. You got to pick it up starting now, or it's going to be impossible to come back. Like the Pythagorean theorem, times 50, times 100, times 50, times 10. Impossible to figure out, Ernie.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start. See you again after the final
Horn. Oh, buzzer.
Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. It's been a clinic out there by James.
And the defense was soft in that first half, and he took advantage every chance he could. And boy, was he throwing it down hard.
I'm sure the D will improve from this point on, and because of that, he needs to up the ante in his attacks to the rim too.
Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Inside, we've got Kuzma and McGee. And it's Rondo in at the point. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. And LeBron throws it down.
In a class by himself, no one matches up with LeBron in transition.
The Hawks trail by 20. Lynn kicks to Collins. Back to Lynn. Hawks passing it around. Tipped away. And it's the Lakers on the break. Here's Kuzma. Look at that jam.
Nice.
I mean, just beautiful.
I totally agree.
Yeah, and Rondo just working the ball around there. He loves finding his teammates when they're open in the sweet spots.
And a great second look there. Another Unleash Chaos replay. Brought to you by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. Lynn the pass to Len, and the basket is good. Len's got his second bucket of the night.
And that's how you want to come out of the locker room. He is fired up.
Yes, in the first minute or so, you knock down a couple shots, you are in rhythm.
And James with a clear path to the hoop, and the dunk by LeBron.
Oh, yeah, this is just going to be a mismatch every time. LeBron just too fast, too powerful, and too big.
And Bazemore kicks to Len. And here again, Los Angeles in transition. Up the court they go. Outside Rondo. From beyond the arc. And another three for the Lakers.
Just flying up and down the court. 9 straight in transition.
Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. Smitty, no doubt you had an outstanding jump shot. Talk about the difference in approach when you're a catch and shoot guy versus a pull-up off the dribble shooter.
Yeah, catch and shoot is obviously totally different mechanics, Kevin. You're waiting for somebody to pass it. You're obviously getting your mind set to be able to get yourself in position, get your feet right, and obviously shooting the basketball. Pulling up off the dribble, sometimes it tends to what the defense gives you. And that is a art to see guys like Steph and those guys, Kevin Durant and LeBron, who's added that to being able to be comfortable shooting the basketball off the dribble. That is the hardest part about shooting it, pulling up off the dribble versus catch and shoot.
So as a great shooter, you think that is just, that's the very top. Your admiration is very high for guys that can do that well.
Yeah, because you don't have time to get your feet set and get your mechanics right when the ball is in the air versus having it in your hand.
Here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for LeBron.
When it rains, it pours. These threes aren't easy. I mean, he's draining them from all over. Quite often, there's a hand in his face or a defender closing out right at him. But every time he's looked as cool as ever and found the bottom of the net.
McGee inside. Len on him. For three, Caldwell Pope. McGee dishes to LeBron. And that one drops for him. James has got 40 points.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Outside, Len, and the dunk by Len.
And really, Lynn has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
Timely pass passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Passes it to Len. Back to Lynn. That one, no good. Caldwell Pope with some nice D. Fires the three, and LeBron gets it to go with the assist by McGee. James has got 9 points now in just the second half. Lynn against Rondo. Prince, that's for two. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Prince has got 9.
Don't sleep on Taurean Prince. He will challenge you off the bounce now. Does a good job of navigating his way through the defense.
It's good.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
Now Taurean Prince out of Baylor. He had a fantastic breakout year for the Hawks.
Well, you knew there would be an opportunity last year in Atlanta. Prince made the most of it. Stepped in as a leader on offense and defense. Still very young and has all the confidence he needs to build on his success.
Young's checked in for the Hawks. Rondo, good. He's got 14.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
The Hawks have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. Len with a screen on Rondo. Inside, unloads. Got a piece of it. Here's LeBron, and sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
And the Lakers making a change here. Beasley's checked in. Free throw good, James.
You know, the one chink in LeBron's armor, decent but somewhat inconsistent from the free throw line.
That's tipped. LeBron against Prince. LeBron.
Ooh. That's how you attack. Wow.
Agree. Add that one to LeBron's highlight reel. How about the creativity in midair?
Young passes to Bazemore. 1:43 left in the third. Accurate with the jumper from the elbow.
I'm not entirely sure what the defensive strategy was there, but it worked poorly. He loves taking that shot.
And here's LeBron outside. Drains it from beyond the arc. James has got 51.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been tripled.
Oh, and the jam by Bazemore.
Not to be deterred, excellent elevation here off the drive. Bazemore showing good explosiveness.
Kidding me. I mean, that's a point guard playing like a power forward.
And he can do a little bit of everything out there.
He is not scared of anybody. He knows he can play amongst the big boys, and he showed it.
LeBron against Prince. And here we go. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession.
And with a quick break in the action, here's some numbers for Prince. He's putting up about 12 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And the numbers, they back it up. Whether he can sustain this level of production, we don't know. But the arrow's pointing upward right now.
You got to close up any lane to the rim. If you don't, Rondo is merciless in exploiting it.
Bazemore, McGee with the block. They recover it. LeBron against Bazemore. Got a piece of it, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. And Los Angeles with some changes. Ingram comes in for James. And it's Lonzo Ball in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Five to shoot. Here's Collins. And finished off by Collins.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Beasley outside. From deep. And another three for the Lakers.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, forcing defenders to come out and guard them, which could open up driving lanes if they want to take advantage of that.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Los Angeles on top as they end the 3rd quarter with a huge surge, an 18-6 run. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. 4th quarter on the court for the Hawks. There's the pick. And then Ball slams it in.
And I'll tell you what, Ball has some nifty dunks up his sleeve, effortlessly getting off the ground to bash that one in.
The Hawks shooting has been out of this world, 74% from the field. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the Portland Trailblazers. Then on Saturday, they'll begin a long road trip starting in Orlando and going up against the Magic.
And for the matchup with the Heat, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
And you have to like the location of this pass. Gives it to him where he can do something with it.
Well, we've seen the growth of the G League, especially in how much it's been utilized for player development. A lot of guys going up to the NBA level. Steve, how do you think we'll see this evolve over the next 10 years?
I think the G League and its partnership with the NBA and teams has been fantastic. It's kind of similar to baseball right now in the minor league, and the teams have done a great job of having the flexibility to bring guys up and down. I love it for a lot of these young guys to get a chance to develop and also be a part of, I would say, the big team.
Excellent point. Here's Atlanta. Pass to Young.
Just his night, guys. We saw Young do this in college. Once he gets into a rhythm, he will just put it on you.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Trae Young.
And you know what? Very close to a 3-point play right there.
Well, there's a ton to talk about Lonzo Ball, but if you focus just on what he brings to an offense, there's a lot to like.
Yeah, I mean, he just sees so much on the floor. I mean, he sees all the cuts and angles, both offensively and defensively. And we know his shot will be a work in progress, but it shows some improvement and consistency the second half of last year. And for all the circus that can surround Ball off the court, you forget that he is already an elite playmaker in the NBA.
And the Hawks making a change here. Carter's checked in. Deflects the pass. From 13, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
And this is the value of letting the play develop. You find the weakness in the defense.
Got that bucket in no time at all. 10 points for Lonzo Ball.
And how about the quicks with which Ball got off the ground on that one? If the D isn't right up on him, he is terrific at just pulling up off the dribble.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Zubac, and the whistle blows, so a chance here for a 3-point play.
And he runs the floor with a purpose that time. Excellent play.
You know what? And a late reaction by the transition D takes it himself uncontested.
Well, Steve, we've just come out of the first year where we saw legislation from the NBA about resting players. How do you feel about the new rules so far?
You know, I like them. I love that when you start to see these teams that was resting players on national televised games, but I think overall just resting players. I think our contract says that we play 82 games unless you're injured. And if a guy is injured, you understand. But I love the new rules that was implemented.
I agree.
Yeah, and Ball constantly looking for ways to come up with steals. Outstanding at covering a lot of ground with his overall length.
Hawks have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Spellman, the teardrop falls in.
Yeah, going to the floater right there. That was pretty.
From deep, but they recover it. From deep three-point range, and the Lakers get it back. Zubac kicks to Beasley. Three-pointer, drills it from outside. And it's 13 points for Lonzo Ball.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Stolen by Ball. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity.
No hesitation at all in transition, and they have a huge margin in that department.
We hear the term empty stats every once in a while, Steve, usually referring to great production on a bad team. How valid do you think that theory is?
It is. A lot of guys you see are averaging, you know, these numbers, and players look around, and you know the players you're saying, unfortunately for him, those numbers are empty stats because there are a lot of times these numbers are found in when the game is decided. And a lot of times on bad teams, you see these guys going for numbers. Then you get a chance to see them play on good teams, and those stats just don't match up.
Good explanation. It is good.
Really their own worst enemy right now with all these turnovers.
Poked loose. Here's Stevenson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. Anderson outside. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. And the Hawks making a change here. Len's checked in. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth.
And you know Carter is taking off on the drive. When he has a head of steam like that, he's looking to tear off the rim.
Good on the shot.
I'll tell you what, his accuracy has been the story of this game.
And to do it in the fourth quarter, you're trying to extend the lead. He's making that happen.
Stolen by Stevenson. Here's Ball. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Yeah, how about the concentration from Ball? Not allowing himself to be denied. Really got to wrap him up on these shots to prevent the bucket.
Young's checked in for Atlanta. Well, we know a lot of NBA players take how they've been rated in a video game, Steve, personally. You've made digital appearances during your career. Did you ever have any issues with the rating?
No, I didn't. And I think now these players grew up in this generation with video games. So, yes, they take it personally. They understand.
Yes,
and they're playing these games while they're in the NBA. So a lot of them, just like when the media is all over them, they want to have a say-so on how good they are, even in a video game.
And that one is good by Beasley.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Lakers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for LeBron.
You know, as the game tonight evolved, he really put the team on his back. He was aggressive, effective, and the defense, they weren't able to adjust.
Took him no time at all on that one.
And you gotta like that they are competing all the way through. Try and maybe build some momentum going into the next one.
Because the execution was not there tonight. That's something they can use this time to work on.
To the inside, stolen by Ball. Here's Hart, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And just staying aggressive, continuing to extend that lead.
They left nothing to chance. This is how you close out.
Young passes to Len. And then Len slams it in.
And that's another one for the highlight reel. But isn't every one of this guy's dunks that way?
Highlight level, you're right. You know, there's going to be a little extra oomph on it when he's going to send one home. Always has been like that.
And this is the kind of deficit it would take a miracle to overcome.
I think this hometown crowd agrees with you. They are fired up about it.
Carter on the wing. Len sets a screen for Carter. Uncovered, drained for 2 points.
I like what he's doing here. Terrific efficiency scoring the basketball.
Here's Ball. Again, the Lakers.
And I tell you what, Ball has proven to be a threat to score whenever he has it. When he's feeling it, boy, the D is going to be in for a long night.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that about wraps it up. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.